to go in and start right now. So let me go in and place it. Hold up. Let me go to the 4-hour real quick. 1 hour. Let's see what we're looking at. Let's look at some candlesticks real quick. We got some tight 1 hour moving averages. Let's see. That looks like a cup with a handle. Looks like we already broke down. Yeah, we broke up this morning, right? Broke up this morning. Around 6 o'clock this morning, I had a leverage trade. It was up like 60% on a 20x. So that was actually pretty nice. It stopped me out after 20%, after it dropped to my 20% take profit target. I mean, after it dropped to my 20% stop loss. But yeah, continued on down, and yeah, I wish I was able to get it again down here, but I wasn't at the computer all day today. I was actually out the house since like 11 or no, actually like 10 o'clock. So I'm actually just now getting back home. But let's go to see. Let me go to place this little buy real quick. We're not even going to put it at a 20. We're probably going to put it at a 15. Probably even a 10. Let's see. Let's pull a fib real quick and see, did we get down to that 618 fib level? Because I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like I got to get an early jump on some of these meme tokens just because I know how stupid they move. Actually, we're just going to do a solid. I really want to do a 20x, but we got to be conservative. Let's just do a solid 10x trade. How about that? 10x trade, and then tomorrow I'll actually tomorrow I'm gonna be pulling most of my funds from Robinhood, right? From stocks that I was holding. Take some profits from those, not take profits. Actually, I already closed some of the trades on them, and I'm gonna actually move them to my account so I can use those as DCA opportunities. Because I'm a crypto head, not a stock guy. I just not a fan of stocks like that. Even though they do make you money, I'm just not really a fan of the stock market. I'm okay to admit that. There's no hate towards the stock market, but I'm just not really a fan. It's so much money inside of crypto, and it's the beginning. I don't need to be holding so much money inside of stock. I just don't feel like I don't feel like it's smart for the long haul. I feel like crypto is the new thing, and we're still in the beginning stages of it. The government finally got a whiff of it. They're trying to sit here and create so much FOMO, and yeah. A lot of people kind of think that the game has changed due to the fact that the government is now involved in crypto. And let me go and cut on this camera real quick so y'all can see that face if I get to start screaming. And hey, if y'all want to giggle. All right, I don't mind being laughed at. All right. But at the end of the day, man, I was talking to a dude. He was like, a 4-year cycle is no more. He was like, crypto is not the same. And he was like, with all the government institutions involved, crypto just not the same no more. And I was like, I didn't want to argue with the dude, but you know, I gave him I gave my 2 cents tactfully. All right. And I was just like, I was telling him, I was like, yeah, you can say that. I mean, there's just more FOMO in the market. That's it. It's just more FOMO. It's just Trump. It's just Trump and all his officials and everybody trying to regulate crypto and put their finger in. Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to win, but it's still crypto. The same thing that we've been doing 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. The same thing we're doing now. The game did not change. It's just there's new players. All right, it's new players, and guess what? Those players are now have created this super wax court. All right. I mean, no scuffs, no nothing, no sweat dripped on it. And if you ain't got the right shoes, you might slip and bust your behind. Or if you're too stubborn, you might not be able to move as much as you want to. You just got to understand it's still the same game. It's just we got extra players. All right. And that's okay with me. I like having new players inside the crypto market. Look at that extreme fear. Oh my God, we're at 6. Last time we was this low, Ethereum ran from 1382, let's be specific, from 1382 to 5,000. I don't know what, $7, $10, 5,100, something like that. Actually, crypto is at 14. The stock market is at 6. Let's go to the fear and greed index on CNN. Let's see, fear and greed. Let's go to the CNN overall. What do they say? Do they give us? Which number are they gonna give us? Come on, give us an 8. Let's get an 8. Can we get an 8? Can we? Dang. Oh, they giving us a 6-2. All right, they're saying 6 for the whole market. I don't know if that really incorporates crypto, but they're saying crypto's at a 15. Makes a little bit of sense, but 6 is good. 6 is good. That's why I'm saying we're gonna have a green week next week. All right. I may sound like a fool, but I'm trying to tell y'all it's a green week, and I'm waiting for this bad boy to if this thing going to get the jump. I really want to do a 20x. I did a 10. I really want to do a 20x. I really want to flip. Now I should have just held my buy down here, but hey, see green, take green, right? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about why the market has been dumping. All right, it has nothing to do with the Feds or anything like that. It's just charts on charts on charts, and the culprit is basically the U.S. dollar tether dominance. All right, to zoom out, let's kind of take off the volume indicator. Let's take off our moving averages as well, so y'all can just kind of see candlesticks and patterns. I'm gonna go to the 3-day time frame. I'm gonna go to the 3-day time frame. I'm gonna zoom out to show y'all what I see. All right. What I basically see for the the USDT.D chart, right? US dollar tether dominance chart is just a simple falling wedge being formed. All right. So we got a lot of horizontal lines from the past. Let me delete all of those since we got to them. And I'm gonna delete this too. And what we're basically happening is when you have a falling wedge pattern, you got to get a certain amount of touches at the bottom of your trend line and the top of your trend line. All right. So, ooh, did I start the stream? I did. So when you get when you start your falling wedge, right, you're gonna come down, you're gonna hit the first, you're gonna hit the bottom part of your trend line, right? Bam, that's gonna be your first touch. All right, you're gonna zoom up, you're gonna get your second touch, right? You're gonna zoom all the way back down and get your second touch. I mean, you get your first touch of your first touch of your top trend line. You know, come back and get your second touch of your bottom trend line. All right. Then after that, you back up and get the second top touch of your gringo fala. I wonder if that is a girl. There, no, we shall see. All right. But when you get your second top touch, what's going to happen is we're going to roll right on over and get our third bottom touch. When we get this third bottom touch, if this pattern is to hold, this will be the start of the bear market. All right. If this just falls and then, goes to, makes an ultimate lower low, then this will be the start of our bear market. All right. A lot of people are calling bear market right now. There's only one scenario that I can see that being true, and that is if this isn't a falling wedge pattern and instead is going to be something that looks like this. All right. I've never changed this pattern ever since I created it, and it's been holding true since. But this would be the only pattern that I would sit here and accept for my except for the US dollar tether dominance. All right, so we can delete all of this stuff off so y'all can just kind of see the candlesticks. And this is what I would put it at. All right, even if it bounces, right? If it bounces higher than right here and even up here, right? Then you could say an ascending triangle, all right, where you're zooming up like this. All right, and you're just basically just doing something clean like this. And it's going to take some time. This can put us in a multi-year bear market, right? Probably like a year, depending on how fast market pumps. It has to pump all the way up through all of this resistance and get all the way back to its all-time high. I highly doubt that's about to happen. All right. Just me personally. All right. But that's what would send us. All right. That's what would send us. This is a simple left shoulder head with a right shoulder inverted head and shoulders pattern. Then we can possibly see a nasty drawback, right? But if that was the case, then Bitcoin would have to fall significantly. All the altcoins would just go to like zip. So much numbers would not be what they are today. I highly doubt Bitcoin would surge up to 100K and then go all the way down to 30. Like, I just don't see that happening with us entering this type of pattern structure. All right, going into an ascending triangle. All right, I just don't see that happening. So I'm gonna stick to what I believe in. All right, we're gonna stick to this falling wedge pattern. All right, that looks like this, and then we're gonna just play the rules until we break up above. Well, until we hit our target from this cup and handle pattern. Cup with a handle, we broke out, got a bullish retest, and we've been on a run since. Right, just like any other cup and handle pattern that we trade, same thing is gonna happen. Right. Cup and handle patterns have no allegiance to continue to either side, to the uptrend or to a downtrend. They're a plain pattern that has no loyalty to be bullish or bearish, which is perfect for us because if you a buyer and you're like alt season, altcoins buy, green candlesticks, you want this pattern to be true because after we hit this target, guess what? We might get one last little push up, right? Probably one little last bullish pattern, and after that, we're going to the downside. All right, going to the downside. All right, and that's going to spark everything. I still have Ethereum going to 6,700. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. All right, until I see this just go extremely just out of nowhere, just blasting somewhere. Then I'll be like, all right, might be time for me to take some profits on my Ethereum hold. All right, not be time. It might be time. But until then, I'm sticking to what got me here. All right. I'm sticking to what got me here. All right. So because we have a little bit more room, we got a little bit more room to go get that top to hit our pattern measured move. We still got a little bit more drops to go. Just a little bit. All right. Just a little bit. Which is why my trades are more kind of in and out right now. Kind of in and out. If you are DCAing, then you DCA. If it looks good, play it. If you like the dip, buy it. Not financial advice, but just saying, if you want to prep yourself for this scenario, that's the route you should take. Buy some equity. All right, buy some equity. Leverage trading, you got to be a sniper. You can't be a leverage trader and you don't understand the US dollar tether dominance chart or even the Bitcoin dominance chart. All right, you can't do that. All right, you're gonna lose more money than you hope for. All right, just take it for somebody who's been there, done that. I don't recommend leverage trading to everybody. All right, this is a grown man, grown woman, experience, wisdom, no emotions type of style, a type of style of trading. So don't go to leverage trading, even though the money looks good. Do not go to leverage trading if you are not ready and you cannot at least understand support and resistance when it comes to charts. All right. So with that being said, this whole uptrend, all right, this whole pump has sent the crypto market and most of the market into a downturn for the past 3 or 4 months, right? We're not going to continue, okay? We're going to see more red candlesticks out of this. Then we're going to see green. It's coming to its end. This measure move is going to get hit. Every single cup and handle pattern I've ever drawn, all right, that has been a actual cup and handle pattern, always hits target, comes back down, bounces right back up, and then just shoots right back down. It never fails. I've rarely, even on the bullish side of crypto, I've rarely seen a cup and handle pattern on a big time frame hit the target and then keep going. I just never did, and I profited off of it. So just understand that same mindset and experience that I have on a positive side of things. Even though it's not looking good for us in the market currently right now, guess what? You still got to take those same results here. You can't be biased. All right, you can be a biased buyer. All right, but you can't, when you're reading charts, you can't be a biased person. All right, you got to sit here and accept what the charts are giving you. That's the only way you're going to be successful as a charter. All right, as a fundamental analysis, hey, do your thing, baby. Do your thing. All right, read the news, fear and greed index, follow Trump, where everybody else is putting their money, you follow the money. All that other stuff. You're doing mass research on what companies connected with this, connected with that, connected with this new product, new deal. Hey, do your thing. Those who do that, kudos to y'all, because Lord knows I can't. All right, I try, but I just can't successfully do it. I'm sorry. The fundamentals are a little bit too shaky for me. I like the technical side of things. I like numbers. I'm a numbers guy. So I'm going to continue to follow the numbers. I'm going to continue to follow the patterns. And when they give me something I don't like, that's when I sit here and have a change of heart. But until then, we have to wait for this target to get hit. We hit this target, right? Boom, bada bing. Getting a small little retracement. Probably going to get a little bit more retracement, which is why I think that next week is going to be green. All right. Now, we hit this target, okay? If we hit this target, all right, from tomorrow, Saturday, or Sunday, listen, shoot, balls to the walls. Me, I'm going crazy. I ain't leverage, spot, everything on Robinhood that I'm holding is going zip. All right, I already sold half of my little shares. Listen, I'm gonna sell it all. I'm sorry, I'm a crypto dude. I can't lie. Now I understand. I got to be honest with myself. I don't like the stock market. It's so shady. It's so shady. So I like to sit here and look at some crypto. All right, because the news is the newest thing. So with that being said, let's look at Bitcoin real quick. and see what's happening. So we said that Bitcoin has to come down to our 0.5 on Tuesday. What was that? This is Thursday. All right, this is Wednesday. This is Tuesday. On Tuesday, we were sitting at about 94K. All right. And I said, because we've had our movement, our Fibonacci retracement, something like this. And I said, hey, since we already hit our 618 fib level, which is our first buying fib level for my trading strategy. All right, it's the first fib level that I look to go in and start buying things at. All right. When I seen that we hit this fib level and we started to kind of itch lower, and then we didn't get the bounce that we wanted, like I always say, you go to the next low. All right, you measure the next impulse, and the next impulse is down here for Bitcoin at 49K. All right, that's the low. This is the beginning of the uptrend. All right, and this would be the end of the uptrend. All right, what the Fibonacci retracement tool does, it lets you know the probable areas. All right, from a mathematical equation that is all the way back from wherever the guy name, I guess his name is Fibonacci. All right. And you're going to be, they use this equation to give you high probable levels that price loves to retrace to. That's why it's called a fib retracement. So this is the perfect tool on TradingView to use. All right. In order to get to this, you would go to the side. All right. And you would click, you would look for the one that got the lines on it. So it's 1 and 2. All right. One of them going to say Fibonacci at the top. This one says projection. So you're not that one. You can go to fib, right? Fibonacci, and you'll click on Fibonacci retracement. All right. And you can start so that way it's not, mine isn't starred. What? Oh, you got to be kidding. Okay. Something happened last night where when I opened my trading view, it was this weird color. It was like gray. All right. And it was gray. I don't know what happened to my settings. I don't know what happened to anything that I had, but basically I had to I'll call you back, bro. I had to redo my settings on my trading view for whatever reason. I don't know why it did that. So I see that my favorites tool taskbar is basically empty and naked. So let's go ahead and go through and add those back to it. So all right, Fibonacci is a star for us. That's a favorite. All right, we have the short position and the long position, trend line, and the brush. What else do I like to use? All right, let's go to the long position projection. I like to use the date and range, price range. All right, boom, bada bing. Let's go to brush. Anything else? I like to use the arrow. Also like to use the path, and also love the curve. The curve is how you create your cup and handles. All right. All right, so the curve looks like this. Boom, bada bing, right? Cup. All right, bam. All right, cup and handles. All right. And then let's continue to go. All right, so we got forecasting. We did that one. We got the brushes. Let's go to text. We like text. All right, we like price note. Oh, well, not note, but price note. And is that about it? I think I want to say that's about it. I feel like this thing was way longer than that, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go back through and figure out which ones I don't have. Oh yeah, the lines. So I need a horizontal line, not really the vertical line. I'm cool with the vertical line. That's about it. Horizontal line, patterns, inverted head and shoulders patterns, wherever that is. Here it goes right here. Bam. And then that's about it. I think that's all the tools that I use for, I use the Eclipse too. I use the Eclipse too. So let's add the Eclipse. All right, that's about it. All right. Now we're back to normality. All right, now we're back to normalities. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Fibonacci retracement. All right. Usually when you get the fib retracement, it helps you identify where price is going to retrace to. And since we've passed our 0.5 fib level, we let go of that 94, 92 retracement for Bitcoin. And what we said ultimately is that Bitcoin has to come down to our 618 at 78K. Even to probably even the golden pocket around 76. So that's why I say about 76 to 78, possibly even 73 down here to the 706 fib level where we have some good, strong support. All right. But I believe Bitcoin is going to drop. All right. One more time to our 618 fib level. And then we should be in the clear. All right. We should be in the clear for Bitcoin to go and give us a nice, massive bounce. All right. A nice bounce. All right. So let's go to the daily time frame. Let's go and kind of make this look a little bit prettier. All right. And so far, just looking at Bitcoin, just like the same falling wedge pattern that we're looking at on a bigger time frame for the US dollar tether chart, same rules we apply here. All right. First bottom touch, first top touch, came on down. Now we're getting our second bottom touch. What needs to happen? We need to pump up to get our second top touch. This pump that we're going to get is going to be our relief rally. Could last about a whole week, could last about 5, 6, 7 days. But that's why I'm saying we're going to have a green week. All right, because it just has to happen. We can't dump for that long and not get a green candlestick. All right, on the daily time frame, we're going to get it, and not no little bitty one, not like this one, or not like what we see currently. No, we're gonna get a substantial, nice size green candlestick. All right, and when that time comes, baby, it is time to swing trade your butt off. All right, if you lost something in your portfolio, this is the time to sit here and go get it back. All right. When this thing starts to go green, this is when you get green too. I'm talking about you get happy. I mean, you get trigger happy like a mug. And you ain't got to do too much TA. Just support and resistance. All right. And you'll be good to go. All right. It's nothing like buying in a bullish market. All right. It's nothing like buying in a bullish market. And temporarily, we are going to be bullish. We did come back to our fake out 0.5 fib level. All right. The 0.5 fib level is a very fake out fib level. All right. It will never. Rarely is it ever going to pump you higher than resistance, all right, from the 0.5 fib level. The 618 is the only fib level that I've seen in my years of trading and charting that is going to pump you out of the market. So right now, I see Bitcoin's chilling at about 86, 88K. And after that, we're probably going to surge right on back to about 100K. All right, that's just kind of what I got going on. So resistance is going to be about right here at 98K for a beginning. And then we have some decent resistance right here about at 94K. So Bitcoin can literally shoot up to our first level of resistance, all right, and then shoot right back down. Give us a nice cup and handle type vibe, right, and then shoot right back up and get to that 98, 97, 96K, wherever this top trend line is going to cap off at, right? That's where I see Bitcoin going to. And then after that, one more big drop. All right, one more drop to go. One more drop to go. It's okay. The pattern has to fill in. It's as simple as that. The pattern has to fill in. So because I'm a pattern trader, I gotta stick to what it is. All right. Now let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Let's see if there are any divergences or anything so that we're going to switch around right now. That looks like a nice doji. Not a doji, but that might be something different actually. It might be a different type of candlestick. Let's go to the hour time frame. See what we got going on. All right, we got loops. Let's see. Let's bring us some indicators. We don't need so many MACDs. Let's take my tool out the way. Oversold on the RSI, kind of chilling. All right, got oversold on the stochastics RSI, and we're losing some selling pressure on the MACD. All good signs that we would like to see for a nice run back up to the top side. Do we have any divergences? No divergences on the hour time frame. Let's look at our moving averages real quick. They are in a bullish lineup on the hour time frame. On a 4-hour time frame, they are in a bullish lineup as well, meaning that they're in chronological order. All right, they're just in chronological order from the 21, the 50, the 80, the 100, and the 200 at the top. 22-hour, what is looking like? Oh, bullish lineup on a 22-hour. Okay, sexy work. Daily time frame. We're getting there. We are getting there. So when this blue line right here, all right, when this blue line crosses below this yellow line, you should expect a lot of green in the market, okay? Especially for Bitcoin. Expect a lot of green in the market for Bitcoin. All right. The bullish lineup is a very strong, is what made me my bread in Forex. Was the only indicator I use. No, none of this stuff down here, no patterns, no support, no resistance. I just paid attention to these these moving averages going in chronological order. All right. Either in descending fashion or ascending fashion. All right. It's an indicator, CBC 5 MA DRS, that has 5 moving averages in it. All right, so you don't have to go input them. They're already they come grade A with you. All right, they come grade A with you. All right, and you want it to kind of just be in chronological order. That's it. You just want to be in chronological order. That's it. All right, either descending or ascending. All right, and that's going to let you know. It's like giving yourself diagonal support and resistance. All right, instead of flat horizontal support and resistance, it gives you diagonal. And when you get to charting with a falling wedge and drawing your trend lines, most of the time your top trend line is going to follow one of these moving averages on any specific time frame. All right, and that's kind of helps you also kind of draw your top trend line as you are tracking these bottom touches on your trend line. So I got Bitcoin getting ready to run up. I love Thursdays because Thursdays, as if for us that do know that are aware, is ruled by Jupiter, which is the most lucrative okay planet that we have. in our ecosystem or solar system. I'll say ecosystem in our solar system. So I'm looking for this to actually drive up and give us some love on a Thursday. We're gonna start early. We love Thursdays. We love Thursdays. So with that being said, I'm looking for Bitcoin to run back up to about 100K, about 98, about 95 to 100K, simply put. All right. Not financial advice. You do what you do, get your charting going on, and have some fun in the market. Have some fun in the market. We need this relief rally. All right. The fear and greed index is at 6 overall for the stock market or the crypto market. I don't know. On the other one, it said that we were at 15 for the crypto market and 6 for the stock market. So even then, let's just pause. Why is the fear and greed index not incorporating crypto? Like, I don't understand that. I just don't understand that. They're just so disrespectful. Just so disrespectful. If this is I don't know this to be 100% true or not. But man, if the extreme fear index is only incorporating stocks, man, that is so disrespectful, bro. So disrespectful. So disrespectful. I just want to point that out. But like I said, fear and greed index is low. It's time to shop. This is when everybody gets their money in the market. But I will tell you, don't get too happy, all right? And don't be late, okay? Don't be late. You want to be early to these pumps. You don't want to be late to these pumps. When you're late, you're not, now you're messing with liquidity, all right? Now you're messing with buyers and sellers, all right? Right now, the only thing you're dealing with is buyers, all right? Because the fear is out the market, all right? Who's ever still holding are the only people that's left. People who's leverage trading, listen, they money about gone right now, all right? People who's just kind of sitting on the sideline, they still gonna be sitting on the sideline waiting for somebody to tell them to get into the market. All right. I'm telling you right now, that's kind of contradictory, but I'm telling you right now, the market's gonna be great. Well, guess what? Y'all are early because we on Thursday. That's what he sessions are held on Thursdays. All right. So let's look at Ethereum real quick. And then we will pause to see if we have any questions. Ethereum did not drop down to our 618 level. Why is it tripping on me like that? Look how close it got. It got so close, bro. We need this thing to drop down lower to 2,700. It got to what? 2,787. No, baby, I need you down to 2,750, 2,749. I don't need you no lower than that. I don't need you no lower than that. But I am seeing that I have a measured move right here. All right. And if I was to scoop that up, it looks like it came clean to the measured move or exceeded just a little bit. Well, that's okay. That's okay. I forgot what that measure move was from, but it's okay. But Ethereum, I'm waiting for Ethereum to get 2,700. Overall, Ethereum looks way better than Bitcoin. Just to throw it out there. Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin. Okay. I still have Ethereum going up to 6,700 for another all-time high target. Don't tell me, don't I ain't tell you. But that's what I still have going on. I have a pattern. I have targets to go reach. All right. I'm not gonna stop until they get reached. All right. We got targets for Ethereum. All right. Our final target, all right, is at 67. Our next target for Ethereum for this Ethereum setup is at 56. Okay. We only hit our 45 target. All right. We got as high as 50 as what? What is that about? 49.50? I keep saying 5,000. I'm sorry. But we got up to about 49.42 all-time high. Anytime a price hits all-time high, it now falls into price discovery. All right. Price discovery is one of the trickiest things of any asset. When something gets a price discovery, there's no ceiling. All right. And then it starts to hit the mainstream. People can start talking about it. A lot of FOMO gets into the market. And a lot of people want to sell all-time highs for whatever reason, because they haters, because they didn't get the low prices. It's okay. Let them hate, but they will be wrong. Ethereum is still going to an all-time high, period. I'm not going to stop from that. We caught Ethereum down here when the fear and greed index was at 4, and guess what? We wait for Ethereum to go back again when the fear and greed index is at 6. Come on now, bro. History is gonna repeat itself, and the charts are telling us. And when I say Ethereum looks better than Bitcoin, is because Bitcoin is just not getting this second bottom touch. All right, and it now has to go up to a second top touch and then come back down for its final bottom touch. All right, Ethereum already came for its first bottom touch, came up for its first top touch, came down, hit our second bottom touch, all right, came up, hit our second top touch, and it hit our third bottom touch, but it never ran back up. It just kind of hit it, did a little ricochet bounce, and then came right back down. Cool, it's textbook. Why? Because we need that 618 fibbo to get hit first. All right, and then we can be balls to the wall. Excuse my lingo, y'all, but that's how excited I'm trying to be on the respectful side and not blow y'all ears off for those who got headphones in. So Yes, I'm looking for Ethereum going to hit this 618 fib level at about 27.46, somewhere in that area. Even right now, right? 10% stop loss should do you pretty well on a spot trade. But for us leverage traders, hey, we got to be very precise with our entries. All right. So I'm looking for that to happen. And after that, Zoom, altcoins, everybody's moving, everybody's going having fun. All this talk about XRP and Solana and all this other stuff is gonna sound great. It's gonna sound great, and everybody gonna be happy and happy and happy and happy. And the next thing you know, when after Thanksgiving, December is gonna come, January is gonna come, tax season is gonna come, they're gonna pull the market out. All right, tax season, that every time in February, to me, I think that's when they set people up for the okie doke. For those who've been partying since Thanksgiving to Christmas to New Year's Eve, getting their kids back in school, people going back to college. Then they're gonna be like, oh, I got some extra money finally. Let me go buy some crypto. That's when they rug pull everybody. That's just my hypothesis. That's always what I've always followed. And then the market get another leap back in April. All right, get another relief rally, a substantial relief rally back in April. So waiting for this kind of fill out. All right, we love this. We don't have that bullish lineup on our moving averages on a daily time frame, which is the only halt that I have. But I'm hoping that with this pump that we get and this dump that we get afterwards, I don't know where it's going to dump down to, but if we can get all these moving averages just below this 200, we are going to be sexy. It's time for me to start staying until about 4 o'clock in the morning when that happens. So until then, let's wait for this bullish retest to continue to come on down. Let this pattern continue to fill on out. We're trading an inverted head and shoulders, which is a reversal pattern. All right, this same inverted head and shoulders that was spotted on the daily time frame for Ethereum was also spotted for Bitcoin when Bitcoin went on this whole run from 13K all the way to 120. All right, the same inverted head and shoulders that we spotted all the way back in about 2022. Hey, we're looking to go in and get it again. All right, we're looking to trade it again. All right, well, we already trading it, but this time we are looking to capitalize. All right, we're looking to capitalize because at this time I was a whippersnapper. All right, I just was understanding divergences. All of my trading strategy was just finally starting to come together. All right, it just started to come together, and I had my best run of my life. All right, and then yeah. The history says it all. History says it all. So I'm looking for the same thing to happen for Ethereum, everybody. Looking for the same thing to happen for Ethereum. Okay, it just is what it is. So that being said, do I have any questions about Ethereum, Bitcoin, US dollar tether dominance, Bitcoin dominance, anything like that? Or would y'all like me to look at anything before we tap into our long-term portfolio watch list? See, I was going to put on a Spider-Man mask today. Gonna be like, I want to be Captain Sailor Ho for the market and let everybody know it's gonna be cool for us who lost some money. I'm here to say today. Then I thought that would be a little bit too FOMO-y. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Sean, you tapping into the FOMO of the rest of the people. So I'm gonna give y'all the technicals. No added whatever you call that thing. No added prompts, right? We don't need no added prompts. Let's go with the numbers and then let's scream later. So our long-term portfolio, since I don't have any questions, but hold up, let me check on YouTube real quick before we move forward to make sure I don't have any questions on YouTube. And it is muted. Perfect. And the live chat is still not working. I don't know what to do with this. I don't know if they hating on me, but it used to be open every single time I started a live. But now it's like it has a delay for like, I don't know what, an hour. Let me refresh the page. I'm gonna refresh the page and see if it pops up. And what I gotta do is not coming up. I'm so sorry, y'all, on YouTube. My apologies, man. I ain't that big to contact YouTube support. I can't contact and be like, hey, I'm going live and y'all not starting the thing, the open live chat for me. I can't do that just yet. So those who do follow, I appreciate y'all. But hey, hit that link in our YouTube title page and hop into the Discord so y'all can come to these instead of going to the YouTube to watch the videos. All right. So let's talk about our long-term portfolio list. All right, inside of our long-term portfolio, we have ENA, Rune, Aptos, Cardano, Ondo, XRP, Tron, Stellar Lumens, HBAR, Liquidity, and Solana. All right, we're going to go from bottom to top this time. I'm going to go from top to bottom. So let's go to bottom to top. All right. And this is what we have for, actually, I have to redo this because the chart that we just posted in the group for Solana, hold up, where we at? Okay, that's the market watch. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Let's go to strictly charts. All right, big, that was a whole fail, whole fail, whole fail. I learned the lesson on this trade. This was not a sell. That thing popped up like 2% and clean. I mean, hit the stop loss clean. When I say clean, I mean clean. I actually got a crazy pop this morning for like 4% overall. So that was a dub. IP also dropped, so that was a dub. But Solana was not a dub. All right. So we got Solana entry was around what 139. Let's adjust this long-term projection. All right, let's scoop this down to 139, about right here. All right, and the stop loss was what, 12% to 121. So let's move this up to 121, about right there. All right, this is the setup that I got going for Solana. And why am I saying this for Solana? Solana already retraced down past our 618 fib level. It has one bottom touch on our trend line, one top touch. Came down for our second bottom touch, went up for our second top touch, and came down for our third bottom touch. And actually, let me kind of close that in a little bit, close this out a little bit, and boom, bada bing. All right. It kind of seems like Solana can drop a little bit more to this 886. All right, that'd be more comfortable for me. But I feel like we're going to get a pump up first, and then we're going to drop again. All right, and then we might drop again, depending. But we are on some good support so far for Solana. So on a DCA, on some DCA stuff, to me, this would be a cool spot to go in and get some Solana. Not financial advice, but this is a cool spot to get some Solana. Let's pull up our MACD, because your MACD is going to be your best friend when it comes to DCAing. When it comes to figuring out if something is at a good price to buy, your MACD indicator, all right? You're going to want to see this stuff, the selling pressure, all right? Red is selling pressure, green is buying pressure. You're going to want to see the selling pressure get real low, all right? Even not high like this, because I mean a strong selling pressure, and not like this. You want it right here, all right? You want it right here, okay? When this thing goes from red to pink, and then it gets ready to switch from pink to green, that's what we call a bullish crossover, all right? Back then, when Bitcoin was at 13, 15K, the MACD on a daily time frame, that bullish crossover was the signal for everything to go up. All right, that was the one signal. That was the one indicator that gave the signal. Yes, we spotted reversal bullish divergence. Yes, we had oversold stochastics on our RSI, and we had low volume, falling price, bullish lineup on a moving averages and everything. Great pullback, nice pattern and all. But what signaled the buys was the MACD. All right, because once you get that bullish MACD crossover on a daily time frame, and this thing goes green, all right, when this thing goes from light pink to green, all right, the next candlestick has a high probability of being a green daily candlestick. All right, and when you catch everything so low, and then you get that bullish MACD crossover on the daily time frame, it just sends it. It just sends it. All right, it just sends it. And now think about it: low fear and greed index. Only holders are in the only long-term investors are in the market right now, for real, for real. Everybody's just been DCing, buying low, buying low, buying low, buying low, buying low. Excuse me, it's time for them to get profits. All right, it's time for them to go ahead and their steadfastness, their consistency, their persistence has to be rewarded, just because it's good karma. Just because it's good karma. Technicals, yes, too. But when you keep having a positive mindset towards something and it keeps manifesting, you keep doing, you stick to your plan. You're not doing stuff blindly. You're not waiting for somebody else. You're sticking to your own personal goal. It's usually going to play off. I mean, you're going to pay off and play out. All right. So just throwing it out there. So Solana looks really, really good. All right. Definitely when we get that bullish MACD crossover, sealed, done deal. All right, sealed, done deal. Okay, not saying that Solana is going to rip all the way to the top side. I don't know yet, but I am saying that Solana is going to increase in some value in due time. All right, in due time, because we're oversold on the RSI. Everything just looks too good. Everything looks too good. We might get one more dip to this 886 fib level for a textbook cup and handle pattern, all right, majority cup and handles patterns love to retrace to the 886 fib level for whatever reason. I don't know. All right, I don't know. Even if we go back to the let me duplicate this. Let me bring it back to the US dollar tether dominance, and I'll show you about just textbook cup and handle patterns. All right, the cup and handle pattern that we traded right here. If I was to pull my Fibonacci, right, and I'll go from the bottom of the uptrend, all right, to the very top of the uptrend, you can see that price always for a cup and handle pattern, it loves to retrace down to that 886 fib level, and then it'll take off. It's just textbook. This is, like I said, stuff that I just notes that I pulled and things that I've seen, patterns that keep repeating themselves that I've seen in the market over my years of charting. So with a cup and handle pattern, if you're projecting a cup and handle pattern, always be mindful that that 86 fib is going to be your best friend. All right. And also with a cup and handle pattern, when it comes to the handle, all right, you don't treat the handle does not abide by the falling wedge rules. Falling wedge rules is this: you need three bottom trend line touches. All right. So you need 1, 2, 3. For a cup and handle, for the falling wedge that's attached to the cup and handle, it only needs 2. All right. You see that we got 1, bounce up, came back down, and we're getting 2. If this bounce up and does a curve and it comes right back down, okay, that'll be your second bottom trend line touch. All right. And after that, off to the races. Okay. Just keep that in mind. Cup and handle pattern, I don't care if it's an hour, 4 hour, 15, daily, 3-day, weekly. You want to see it come down to that 886 fib level. Not saying that it can't pump from the 786, 706.65 or the 618. I have seen that as well. But majority of cup and handle patterns that only give you 2 bottom trend line touches are going to sit here and retrace down to the 886 fib level. All right. So if you're a person who's been buying Solana all the way down here, all right, buying that dip as you did a couple, earlier in May or April, most likely. Yeah, April, May, right? If you've been buying a dip in April and May, you're going to have a second opportunity to get it again at that same low price and hopefully see even more gains than what you see the first go round. All right. Listen, karma going to pay you. All right. Karma going to pay you the right way. I'm just telling you. So with that being said, I like Solana for where it's at currently from the 886 fib level. It is about a cool 15% away. It's a little bit over my comfort zone. All right, just a little bit, tad bit, but not too bad. It's not too bad. All right, it ain't too bad. All right, but it's for some people it's doable. For me, it's not. All right, for me, it's not. Just for me, it's not. All right. So if Solana pumps and give me 15%, I'm raising my stop loss to 3. All right. I'm raising my stop loss to 3. It's simple as that. I'm just raising it to 3. All right. Because if I can get it at 15% lower than where it was previously, come on now, that's a steal. That same 15% will pay off major for your returns. All right, will pay off major for returns. So I like Solana so far. It is looking sexy. It's in a decent position. It's at a nice low price. And if you're thinking long term, to me, this is actually a good area to go ahead and DCA. All right. I'm not saying leverage. Like I said, leverage. You don't know how to read charts. Not leverage right now. This is not a game for you. This is not the time for you. This is not the time for you. All right. Consolidation eats leverage traders. Period. All right. Consolidation eats leverage traders. All right. All of that bouncing up and down is because of leverage traders. All right. If there was no leverage traders, you wouldn't be getting all of this. All right. You just wouldn't. That's just liquidity. That's the market maker saying, I'll take your money, the buyer. I'm gonna take the seller money. I'm gonna take the buyer money. I'm gonna take the seller money. And I'm gonna take the buyer money. And every time it does that, right, you got a person like Mike. All right. You got a person like Ty. All right. You got a person like LJ. All right. People who's in our Discord group who's going to keep buying those dips. You just bought the dip. Every time it dip, I just bought a little bit more, bought a little more, bought a little more, bought a little more. Now I got about $4 inside Solana. And when it jumps up 20%, guess what? I just made about a cool, $800 or some shit like that. I'm not really going to do the math in my head too correctly right now. But just saying, leverage trading is not your time. It's not your time. You want to get out the pattern. All right. Unless you're a sniper like me. No. Don't do it. So Solana looks good. Solana looks good. It doesn't have no daily reversal, bullish divergence. That's my only hiccup. All right. And with the moving averages not in chronological order, that is my only hiccup. All right. I got 2 hiccups for this. All right. So that's the only two. So that's why I'm saying I can see it drop down a little bit more to this 886 fib level, just because we need these moving averages to get in line for a full bullish run. All right, we need that to happen. When that happens, then we'll be a-okay. What they do nowadays, is it clocking, or is it like this, or is it like this? It's one of the two. I don't know which one it is, but clock it. All right, clock it, solidify. All right, laminate the motherfucker. Oops, excuse my French. But next is liquidity. What I got going for liquidity, simple. It's a diamond pattern. All right, I'm projecting a diamond pattern, and a diamond pattern is a reversal pattern. You will spot diamond patterns at the bottom of a downtrend and at the top of an uptrend. All right, these are reversal patterns. Price is going to come in, consolidate, shoot up, make a higher high, shoot down, make a lower low, and then shoot higher, make a higher high, and then shoot down and make a lower low, and then shoot up, make a lower high, then shoot down, make a higher low, then shoot up, make a lower high again, and then shoot down and make a higher low. It's really a diamond. So it'll look something like this. It'll look something like this. All right. And this is what I'm projecting for liquidity. Why do I like liquidity? Just because I do. And because on a daily time frame, it's one of the few tokens that has a bullish lineup. All right. When I say a bullish lineup, look at that. 21, 50, 80, 200. I mean, 100, 200. Bullish lineup. All right. So this is just what I see what I see it got going on. Something that looks like this. A nice, I don't know why my lines done changed. The size of the line done changed. I don't know what I did last night, but I must have, my face must have been sleeping on my phone, because I don't understand how all of this changed. I guess I had it on 3. Let's put it back on 3, and let's change it to yellow. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what happened. So I like liquidity because of that aspect alone. All right, just because of that aspect alone. Come on, y'all. I'm trying to click. Oh, I'm double clicking. I'm tripping. All right, and then change it to yellow. Boom. So let's bring this out to the middle a little bit, and let's bring this down right here. So what I mean for a diamond pattern is going to look just like this. Where's that path at? It's going to bounce down. All right. No. It's going to bounce up first. All right. Make a higher high ultimately, then bounce down, make a lower low, then bounce up, make a higher high, then bounce down, make a higher low, bounce up. Make a higher high. Make a higher low. Yeah. Bounce up, make a lower high, bounce up, make a higher low, bounce up, make a higher, make a lower high, bounce down, consolidate, and then rip. All right, simple. All right, an example of a diamond pattern that we had posted is 00 token on Coinbase. I believe I still have the chart on here unless they deleted it. Oh, there it goes, back here. Boom, bada bing, clean diamond pattern. All right, clean diamond pattern. All right, you bounce high, you bounce low, you bounce higher, bounce lower, bounce high, bounce low, consolidate, and then rip right to your target. Boom, boom, boom. Nice 28%. Cool, right? Diamond pattern. You will spot them at the bottom of price action, and you will spot them at the top of price action. All right. So diamond patterns are reversal patterns. If you was watching Bitcoin back then, when Bitcoin was dropping from its all-time high to about 32, 33, 37, 38, and then it ripped right back up to 40. That 48, 45 time period, it was creating diamond patterns on every single spike up and spike down, and that's how I was able to start finding this kind of special pattern. If you want to understand diamond patterns, we do have an outline here inside of the beginner's material, and boom, there you go, right there, bam, diamond pattern. All right, boom, bada bing. That's how it looks. It looks real ugly. All right, and the measure move of a diamond pattern is you go from the middle, boom, to the top. Boom, from the lowest point to the highest point, and you're going to put it right at the tip. All right, and that's going to give you your target. All right, boom, bada bing, boom, bada bing. All right, and your stop loss would just most likely be above the last previous high. So your stop loss will be above here on the downside, and if you're trading up, then your stop loss, the safest one, you can put it right here, but I would say put it down here. All right, use this one as your stop loss, or this one as your stop loss, depending on how you want to attack it. All right. So that's the diamond pattern. A great pattern to spot if you do spot it. It is pretty sexy. It's a nice pattern, and I like it. So for liquidity, that's why I like liquidity so much, because it's already in a bullish lineup. All right. And we already had our bullish crossover on a daily time frame for the MACD. All right, it already gave us that blue signal, so all good, right? All gravy. So just I'm slightly kind of waiting for a pull down. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. But am I in it yet? No. No, 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 no. H bar, H bar, H bar. Another long term. All right. And what we're looking for H bar is we got one bottom touch, we got one top touch, we got our second bottom touch. And this is what's tricky about H bar. Because it got our second bottom touch, I don't know why it's doing all of this. Like, why is it taking so long? All right, I guess it's waiting for the moving averages to get into that bullish lineup that we love before it rips back to the upside, get our second top touch, and then dip all the way back down, probably to the 886 fib level for our final bottom touch. I don't know why it's taking so long. I don't even know why it did this crazy rip up after the market crash, right? It dumped hard, pumped back up, and then ripped again. Why would you do that, bro? I don't understand why it did so, but it did. But when in doubt, just flag it out. All right. Anytime you feel like you don't understand where price is going, just put 2 trend lines on it. All right. Include all price action and just count. All right. And just count. All right. Just figure it out. All right. Not figure it out, but just let the pattern fill in, wait for a breakout for a bullish retest, and you should be good to go. It looks like it's about ready. Actually, I'm looking at it right now. We got some reversal bullish divergence on it right here in this part. Let's see if I can draw a more precise fallen wedge pattern. Ooh, we ain't there yet. We ain't there yet. I guess since Ethereum didn't hit 2,700, well, it didn't hit the 618 fib level like we wanted. Seems like this can get a break up to the top side, hit this top trend line, all right, and then break down to the downside for one last bottom touch, and then we should be ripping, right? Just like I would think Ethereum is going to do. One bottom, one top, came down, second bottom. We're going for that second top. We need that second top. Reverse back down, get another third bottom. Hopefully we get some bullish divergence right here, and then we rip back to the upside. So look at the daily. Yep, we still got to wait for that 100 to get below that 200 before it is green light. All right. So waiting for H bar to get into formation. XLM. Let's see how we're looking so far. XLM, I got it at 9 cents. I'm still holding. I sold some back in like October and September, but I didn't sell all of it. I probably sold like about 40% of my original position. So I'm still holding on to a decent bit, and I wanted to sell all of it, but I just feel like I'm never going to get XLM at 9 cents ever again. So now it's just a full-fledged long time hold. If I'm ever going to buy it again, it's going to have to be in a different exchange. I bought it on Robinhood. So the next time I buy it, it's probably going to be on a trust wallet, and hopefully I can get some staking rewards from it. But so far from this our market crash dump, it did get to our 618 fib level. All right. Do I think this is going to hold? Nah. I mean, it can, but just not yet because the moving averages aren't there yet. So I see us getting a pump, right? But I still see us feeling that. I still feel like we need to get one more dump lower low. When I did my overall TA for XLM a long time ago, I said that it can drop down to about 17 cents or 16 cents. Let me see. I don't know what exchange I have it on currently right now, but let me see. Let me go to XLM. Where did I post the original XLM trade? Was it on Coinbase? Let's see. I want to say this one. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Okay, here. Boom, 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 boom. So, let me delete all of this. This trade is still active as hell, but yeah, I gotta delete. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm tired. We've been tracking this thing for so long. When you've been trading something for like 2 or 3 years, I'm sorry, just tracking it inside of the Discord, just be like, yeah, I'm tired of tracking it. But I caught XLM back here in this inverted head and shoulders, right? The same inverted head and shoulders that pop Bitcoin, right? Same inverted head and shoulders that pop Bitcoin. Okay, same head and shoulders that we traded right here. Now, currently, XLM is like, I'm holding by what, 148%? So that's cool. We're gonna delete that. We're gonna leave that right there, but I just gotta do that. I can come back to it and rechart it and everything. So let's delete 1, 2, and let's go to the bottom. Let's go to the very bottom. Let's look at XLM real quick. All right, so this was the cup. Well, this was a falling wedge. This is the rip out. Bam, another falling wedge, made a cup and handle, rip out. So let's see. Let's do a Fibonacci retracement real quick. From this bottom all the way to this top, and let's see where it takes us to. All right, make sure this is on point. So when I say about 15 cents, this is the reason why I said 15 cents, is because that's where the 886 fib level is from from those who did get it when I got it. From that entry, from our 9 cents entry. So even if I get it back at about 15 cents, that might be the best, price for a kind of projected another cup with a serious handle going on, right? We only need 2 bottom touches. All right. So it will look something like this. I'm gonna put a horizontal line right here. Take off the fib level. Oops, it didn't place. All right, let's put a horizontal line about right here. Let's take off the fib level. Let's take off the moving averages. All right. And let's just go in and draw. Let's track price real quick. Bam, bam. And then bam, bam. So for those who know about XLM, XLM is like XRP. They both mess with the financials of crypto. So if this was the dip, I'm expecting it to get to about 15, 14 cents. All right. And that don't sound too good, especially when you was up like 700%. All right. It don't sound the best. All right, and that's why I said I sold some, because I've been holding on to it for a long time now, and yeah, it's one of the most longest standing positions that I have. But if I'm gonna trust this cup and handle projection, all right, just gotta like I said, the same strategy that got you the same strategy you gotta abide by. And if I say 886 fib level is usually where cup and handles love to retrace to, it is what it is. All right. It is what it is, especially if we break this low at 21 cents. I mean, at 20 cents. If we do, that's game over. We're coming back down to our after support level. We might even come back down to do a bullish retest off our inverted head and shoulders. All right, off of our inverted head and shoulders top trend line, because we never came back for a bullish retest. The only scariest thing about it, and this goes for XRP as well. All right. So when everybody was like, and that's why I don't own XRP, and I don't care. I'm not big on owning XRP because I have XLM. All right, they both move at the same time. They both move the same amount of money, so it really doesn't matter. All right, one was at 9 cents, the other one's at 58 cents. All right, if you wanted to buy it, it's still cents. All right, to the dollar. So at the end of the day, it's still the same. But if you are XRP fan, hey, stick with XRP. If you're an XLM fan, hey, stick with XLM. I'm an XLM fan. I'm a privacy token fan. All right. It just is what it is. I don't like XRP because it has too many, it has futures traders in it. It has Forex traders in it. It has spot traders in it. It has, I don't even know if they got ETFs. I don't even know if they got ETFs, but if they do, it just has too much manipulation inside of it. And too many people who don't know about the chart, know about the coin, are currently buying it. So it's just too much ignorance inside of price action for me, for my comfortability. So yeah, I kind of just let XRP do its thing. I'll buy it when it get down to the price level that I see fit, but until then, yeah, I'm gonna let it just kind of chill. So for XLM, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking for it to probably come down. It says 13 cents. I hope it don't. That'll be real ugly. But it's okay. Long-term portfolio. All right. We talking about generational wealth type vibes. All right. We ain't talking about you want to go buy yourself a Lambo in 4 or 5 years. No. This portfolio for me is for generational wealth. All right. This is not for me. This is for kids. All right. This is for my next family. This is for my grandkids. All right. The stuff that I want to pass down. My legacy is about written. I'm a great charter. I have a knack with charts. It is what it is. I can't do much more than what I'm doing right now. All right. Only I can do is just pass down the knowledge and keep it pushing and pass down some good positions. All right. We're gonna give each kid. I ain't got 9, 12 kids. All right. I don't got that much kids. But I am gonna sit here and pass a couple of these down. Give about 2-3 coins. Here you go, baby girl. Here you go, baby girl. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, they should really love me, especially my oldest daughter. I want to trade like you, daddy. Go, come on, girlfriend. Come on, girlfriend. We're gonna get you in the pants. So yeah, this that's who it's for. I'm doing this for them. I'm not doing it for myself, for real, for real. But at the end of the day, XLM, if you're a fan of XRP, if you got XRP below 70 cents, kudos. All right. But if you didn't, you feel like you missed out and your position is kind of down right now, if you feel like you want to kind of hedge your bet a little bit and be like, I want to start fresh, all right, then go to XLM. All right, just go to XLM. XLM has been around as just as long as XRP, and they basically go hand in hand. All right, it's like left and right. All right, they are the same. All right, they just run one half of the section, the other one runs the other half of the section. They all do the same thing. So that's why I like XLM. And when XLM gets done, or when XRP gets to a certain point, then I'll go ahead and buy some XRP. So that's how I'm going to tackle it. But oh Lordy, not grandma calling me. All right, grandma, I will be there in a second. All right, I'll be there in a second. We got people to teach. We got people to teach. All right, next one is Tron. And just give a disclaimer. Most of these I got from research, but they also came from the Singapore event that was held back in June/July. A lot of projects that they went over for early investment, talking about Shark Tank type vibes. Okay, half of these coins were on there: ENA, Rune, Aptos, Ondo, Tron, and was it HBAR? I want to say Hedera too. They have there's a couple of new exchanges worldwide, all right, that are going to be running on some of these coins. All right, some of these coins are going to play a big factor in the success of those crypto exchanges. Some of these are also being tied to big boy companies. I don't have the research. There is a video on all the research that I pulled for all of these assets. You can go find them in our previous videos on the Tuesday sessions, on the Tuesday beginner sessions, and or Thursday. I don't know which one it was, but they're in our YouTube videos if y'all want to check that out. And yeah, this is why these are my main focus, because I'm not just going for what I hear about in the US. I'm going off what I hear about worldwide, because crypto, to be honest, the US is so far behind when it comes to crypto. When they had the crypto little shutdown in the US, guess what? The rest of the world was still moving forward with crypto. We're the only ones who was the haters, because we're so greedy and we're so lackluster and behind on just so much things that we have to sit here and stop the progression of something in our own country just so we can feel like we're a part of it in order to kind of hop on. But when we're late to the party, all right. A lot of my friends, people who I used to trade with, they actually moved to South America to continue to trade, to continue to trade Bitcoin, to trade crypto. So just kind of understand that a lot of countries are already fast forward when it comes to crypto. They have integrated crypto into their checks. People get paid in crypto and Bitcoin, as in, hey, you get a $1,100 check, it's not going to be in USDT. It's going to be in Bitcoin. All right. They get it. They don't get it in Euros and British pound no more. They get it in Bitcoin. Literally, their checks is in Bitcoin. So that's how far behind we are. We don't even have the option to get our checks in Bitcoin. They actually are getting their checks in the value of Bitcoin. So just imagine, just think about that. Just imagine somebody who got paid in Bitcoin for their checks over let's say from June to August. All right, how much money they actually made on top of that, of their base salary, how much more money they made on top of that. That's how far behind we are. All right, so that's what I'm saying. Don't trust this FOMO that they got going on. The US is full of shit, and I'm gonna say it and bump my damn French. They are full of shit, and I dislike it. I don't support it, and it's okay. We're gonna sit here and the same thing that they're trying to do, manipulate them. We're gonna sit here the same thing that they're trying to do to manipulate us with FOMO and all this other crap. We're gonna sit here and shove it right back in their faces with the profits and the great position that we're going to sit here and buy. All right. There was a post on Instagram and it just lied talking about this was the lowest fear and greed index reading since 2022. Since 2022, when just back in April, the fear and greed index was lower than what it was today at 10, or yesterday 10, and now what, 5, 6. what was that, 6 today, I think? Was it 6? It's at 6. It was at 4 in April. But they're not going to tell us that. They're not going to tell us that. For those who don't do their research and who don't know, they're going to be like, dang it, the fear is winning. The fear is in the market. They don't understand. Bro, we was just the figure. It was just at 4, 6, 7 months ago. What are y'all talking about? And that really had me livid earlier today. But like I said, those who know, and those who don't are going to fall to the wayside. And I hope they go to a different country to get the truth. But until then, we're going to keep moving forward. We'll keep moving forward. So Tron. We like Tron. Still hasn't hit our 618 fib level yet. All right. Tron is taking the sweet time. Tron is one of those tokens that trade and moves to its own beat. No matter the market conditions, no matter a bear market or a bull market, Tron will move solo dolo to every single asset in the market. So if you want to be a person who's like, I don't want no government interference, I don't want no FOMO interference, I don't want no, oh, we in a bull run interference, we're in a bear market interference, your favorite coin should be Tron. All right, it should be Tron. Tron has a lot of projects built on its platform. Okay, Tron is actually behind one of the next quote unquote biggest crypto exchanges that is going to be launched. All right, Tron is also with what's that other one? Alpaca, the Alpaca Forex. All right, when it comes to leverage trading, they're using the Tron platform to run, I think, their transactions for Alpaca's a Forex platform, whatever the case may be, the upgrade that they're doing. So Tron is going to move to his own beat. All right, Tron is basically like his own Bitcoin in its own market, solo dolo by itself. All right, so just understand that Tron will run and move on his own timing. Okay, so if you're a fan of, I don't care for what everybody else got going on, I just want a chart that I can constantly look at, and it's going to give me the real deal, and it's going to move how it's supposed to move. Tron is the one for you. All right, and that's why I like Tron. I wish I still owned it, but I sold all of my tokens on Kraken, and that's not good to say. I sold most of my coins on Kraken. I sold actually all of them on Kraken. Don't ask me why, but I did. So XRP, don't ask me why, but I did. I was being greedy, and that's what it was. I was being greedy. Because I know that Tron moves by itself. I was like, shoot, I can get another time. I'm throw a bigger bag into it. I didn't throw a bigger bag into it. That's my fault. That's on me though. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. But yes, XRP. I see it coming down. Down. Not coming up. Down. Just like XLM, never had a bullish retest from the bottom, from the level that we left. All right. Has to do the same thing. All right. We're going to be realistic about XRP. Just looking at even this chart right here. All right, if you're going to pull your Fibonacci, okay, and you want to trade this quote unquote, what looks to be a cup with a handle forming, all right, we have to wait for XRP, to probably get back down to the 6 when they feel like $1.56, probably even lower to about $1. All right, probably even lower than that to about 67 cents. All right, I'm just throwing it out there. My XRP holders, all right, last time before this dip call, we was on live on Thursday. And I sat here and I told old dude, I told him, I said, Tron, I said, XRP finna take a 20% drop. And he was like, no, but they won their case. Next thing you know, next day, that thing took a 20% drop, actually took a 50% drop. And they said it was a market crash. Government shutdown. Bullshit. They just couldn't explain. They was pulling their money. But they don't want to tell us that. But they were just pulling their money. They knew what was happening. But yeah, XRP, got to come on down, baby. Got to come on down. Now, if we're going to be happy, all right, we're going to be go lucky people, all right, go to the daily time frame. And what you're going to do is you're going to measure from this bottom all the way to this top with your fib. All right, we're going to have a more closer target is outside of just $1. All right, and we're going to say that XRP actually needs to fall down to at least, let's say, about $1.82. All right, for the safest, $1.82. Then after that, we can start DCAing all the way down to the bottom. All right, but I'm not buying XRP. I'm not buying XRP at $1.98 right now. No, I'm not. This is a fake out bullish level. It's just going to pump up to the top, probably to about 237. You'll get some good profits though. All right, you'll get some good profits out of XRP. All right, you're talking about good 16%, but is it gonna go higher? No, I don't see it happening. I just don't see it. I don't see no completed pattern on this. I don't see the Fibonacci retracement getting where it needs to be. Let's put the moving averages. The moving averages are not in chronological order. I'm not touching it yet. Not touching it. All right. So clock it. All right, clock it. Or clock it. Clock it, clock it, clock it, ticket, clock it, whatever y'all want to call it. All right. Ondo looks hot. All right, let's talk about it. Now we kept saying falling wedge, cup, and handle. All right, this is the bottom of our cup over here. All right, we see the dinosaur that says that this is the beginning of price action. All right, the history of this token is right here. It started right here. All right, look where our 86 fib level is. So close, so close, so close. Ondo may be the best looking on our long-term portfolio under under Aptos. All right, under Aptos. So Ondo looks really, really good. I'm gonna put an alert just in case it drops a little bit lower. All right, we got some support right here at this 886 fib level. All right, we got some good support right here at the 886 fib level. So that's this. When this alert says, that's probably when I'm going to probably put my first bag into it. We'll see what tomorrow holds. But Ondo daily time frame has already gotten that bullish lineup that we want to see. All right, and it's been in a downtrend since that market crash. Look. We already exceeded the lows. All right. We already exceeded lows. We already made lower lows on Ondo. All right. Let's pull up some indicators real quick. Losing some selling pressure on the daily time frame. Stochastics RSI is completely oversold. Well, not completely. It's at 519, 530. It can get down to 000. All right. And then we have our RSI looking like it's created some reversal bullish divergence. So actually, Ondo may be that one right now. Hold up. Ondo might be it. Hold up, we got 29.88, 28.74, 28.67. That's reversal bullish. And then this candlestick reached 29.42. Yeah, so we got some reversal bullish divergence on a daily time frame. All right, we just don't got none from this low right here. So we might get a bounce. 4 hour most likely got reversal. Yeah, I got some reversal bullish divergence. But we got some bearish divergence right here as well. So we might get a nice pump up and then hopefully another drawback down. Let's see if I can find a bearish pattern for Ondo real quick. So I can pull out a target. Let's see. Oh, does that look like a head and shoulders? That looks like a decent inverted head and shoulders. I mean, a regular bearish head and shoulders. Head and shoulders. Let's see. Something about right here. This is like a left shoulder. Looks like a head, big boy head. That boy got a Hey Arnold head. All right, then we got a right shoulder. Let's pull out a measured move real quick. Let's see if it takes us to the target that we want. Let's see if it takes us to the target that we want. Yes, it does. Let's go, baby. Put me in the money. Put me in the money. All right. If that's the case, we can get it down just about another, what is that, 4%? Oh, sexy. That means it's a far way down to the 86. It's 12% down. No, it's 13% away from the 86 fib level. Ooh. All right, I guess so. To be on the safe side, you would buy early, right? But 13% drawback? I don't like that. I don't like that. All right, let's see if I can find something better. Can I find a better pattern or something? Can I find a better pattern? Let's see. Let's see this descending triangle. All right, to this point, all right, we put our projection right under that candlestick. And it takes us down to about 39 cents. Is there any support down there? Is there any support at 39 cents? Let's see. Let's zoom out a little bit. Got any support at 39 cents? Oh, cool. We got a couple of bounces. Actually, we got 2 decent bounces from 39 cents. Okay. All right. So we got like a cool 20-15% gap for Ondo to play with. So sounds like a DCA type approach. Currently, I mean, kind of right now, slightly. So it's going to set this up. Let's pull this down a little bit. All right, we're going to put our stop loss right below that. So you're messing with a 20% range in your stop loss if you want to go in and get that right about now. Or actually, from current price action, talking about 25%. Ooh, that's a quarter of your investment, man. Yikes, 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 yikes. I don't like them numbers. I don't like them numbers. I want the sniper numbers. I want 10, 12. I do 12, but I want 10, 7. All right, I want 10, 7. So let's see if patience. Let's see if when Ethereum hits that 618 Fibonacci, let's see what Ondo looks like then. All right, let's see what Ondo looks like then. Cardano. Ooh, Cardano gave us the runaround. Hit it got right below our stop loss, so that was dead. That was a dub. All right, let's see what we got going on. Ooh, too much drawing on Cardano. Oh, Miss Amira. Azaria. I always forget how to say your name. I am so apologetic about that. But welcome in, boo boo. Yeah, Cardano. Yeah, 886 fib level it is. So I'm looking for Cardano. Yeah, I'm just gonna put an alert right here for Cardano. This is, let me delete all of these horizontal lines. It's a lot of drawings going on. Pretty sure y'all are kind of confused right now. Let's delete some of these drawings that I got, some of these horizontal lines that we have. And let's say we got one bottom touch, one top touch. Let's get that second bottom touch for this nice cup and handle projection for Cardano. All right, let's get Cardano at strong support right here about 36 cents. If we can get Cardano to 36 cents, that'd be a great, great entry. All right, great entry in my opinion. Great entry in my opinion. So I'm gonna wait for Cardano some more. Since that first setup didn't play out, I'm gonna wait for Cardano some more and wait for it to come down to about 36. There's no reversal bullish divergence on the daily time frame, so I'm not sweating it. I see that it can come down just a little bit more. The moving averages aren't where we want them to be just yet, but it is getting there. So let's let that kind of sit to the side. All right, let's go to Aptos. Like I said, Aptos to me is the prettiest one out here. All right, and the reason why I say it's so pretty is because it has reversal bullish divergence. All right, let me just highlight this. Reversal, we have a low right here, a low right here on the RSI. We have another low right here, but we have a lower low on the RSI. That is reversal. Well, hidden continued bullish divergence, but we have hidden continued bullish divergence on Aptos, and I like it. And on a daily time frame, guess what? It is in chronological order. So on my positions, like I said, my first ever buy that I'm holding on Kraken for Cardano, for Aptos, is at like $4 or $5. So you can imagine how low that position is. All right, but my new position on Coinbase, all right, that we bought somewhere back here is only down like 3% to today. It's only down 3%. All right. I just kind of let you know that Aptos at 250 to me is a steal. All right. If it gets down to $1, it is a steal. All right. But for right now, I like Aptos. To me is the best setup out when it comes to the indicator readings. All right, when it comes to the indicator readings, that's just my opinion. That's why I like it. Nice little cup and handle that it got going on right now. If we used to go to the smaller time frames, to go to the 4-hour, to me, I'm just a fan. I am just a fan. I'm a fan. All right, and let's say that this holds. All right, hold up, y'all. It's your boy Zion Artist. Huh? I ain't never heard that name before.
I actually invited them.
Oh, okay. Well, y'all are about to catch the last 2 or 3 minutes of the session because we are about to end. But I'll repost the video. These videos are now streamed on YouTube, Azaria. I said that right. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I know that. I remember that you said they weren't.
Okay, cool. Awesome. But yeah, Aptos looks good for me. I like Aptos. I'm not going to touch my Kraken position. I don't want to DCA into it, to be honest. I'd rather just start fresh on Coinbase and let the Aptos kind of sit there. Let the Kraken position kind of just sit there. But I like Aptos. To me, Aptos is one of the more sexier setups when it comes just to the RSI readings, just because of where it's sitting at. All right. So Aptos is A1. All right. It's been A1 since back here. All right. Since after the crash. One of the few tokens that when it did crash, it created reversal bullish divergence. I've never seen that happen when something can crash and create reversal bullish divergence with it making a lower low. All right. With our lows being right here, right? These lows, 1, 2, 3, right? we're making lower lows on price action, okay? But at the same time, we're making higher lows on the RSI. So that's how you get reversal bullish divergence, all right? And what that crash did was just make it just extreme reversal bullish divergence, which kind of makes me look at this like some form of a reversal diamond pattern. Huh. I didn't even see that until now. I did not see that until now. Yeah, this might be a great diamond pattern. I did not think of that until now. This may be one of the greatest diamond patterns with just with the TA alone. This might be one of the greatest diamond patterns I've ever seen. All right, and we're going to stretch it out like that. Just going to stretch it out like that. I don't know where I would top it off at, but just to throw it out there, I feel like this is forming the greatest diamond pattern ever. All right, we're going to put the middle right there. We're going to stretch this back a little bit. We're going to stretch this back just a little bit to about right here. And then we're going to stretch this down. All right, down to about right here. So let's scoop this down just a little bit. All right, something like that. That's kind of what I see forming for Aptos. And it's on the better side of things, especially with the MACD reading. Let's look at the weekly time frame. See, we got some, we get some weekly love. Look at the weekly time frame. Even the weekly moving averages are in a bullish lineup. It's screaming to me. It's just screaming to me. MACD ain't looking the strongest with this selling pressure, but we are completely like superbly oversold on stochastic RSI. And currently we're getting a little doji candlestick on the weekly time frame. All right. So just throwing out there, Aptos, like I said, Aptos is one of the best ones, one of the best ones in the lineup. And that's why we bought it so early. That's why it was one of the first ones that I actually started to buy. It's because it just looks so good because of that divergence. The divergence never lies. It just never lies. The divergence never lies. So with that being said, let's go to Rune real quick. Let's see what Rune is looking like. Rune is doing pretty good. It's looking pretty healthy. All right. On the daily time frame, it's in a bullish lineup. So we like that. We like that. All right. We got some good bottom touches. All right. All right. Let's kind of form this out just a little bit more. Kind of include all price action a little bit. And I like Rune. I'm liking Rune. Actually, let me make this a little bit more better. Bam. That's way better. So we got one bottom touch. All right. We got, hold up. I can make this actually look way better than what it does. Let me take this Fibonacci off. I can make this look way better than it actually does. Let's tighten up this falling wedge a little bit because this is the high. This is not the high. So this would be one bottom touch, one top touch, second bottom touch, second top touch. Yo, if Rune can dip just a little bit more. So if Ethereum falls to 2,700 and gets that last little bit of dip that we need, Rune can actually dip just a little bit more and it'd be good to go, baby. It'd be good to go. It'd be good to go. I don't like the bearish crossover currently on the MACD. That's the only thing I don't like. But everything else I do like. Let's see. This low is 3220, 3170, 3006. And this one is 3076. So far, we got reversal bullish divergence on a daily time frame. So that's great news. Great news. If we could just pump just a little bit, just pump a little bit and then just dump a little bit more. We can dump a little bit more. We can get another bottom touch. If not, it's okay. We can't get another bottom touch. Okay, whatever. Can't get another bottom touch. But still, Rune looks pretty good. We get one more, if we get just one more red daily candlestick, just one more red daily candlestick, then we might be in there for Rune, for real. I'm like, ooh, the moving averages are just lining up so nicely right now. Come on, we get one more, just one more slight down, just one more pull down, then it'd be A1. Clock it. It'd be A1. It'd be A1. If we can get Rune on one more dip down, we'll be good. We'll be good. So I like Rune. So after Aptos, I like Rune, Ondo, and then Solana. Rune, Ondo, and Solana. Rune, Ondo, and Solana. Those might be my next DCAs. Depending on how tonight goes and overnight goes, when the London session is done with around 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna look at this all again and see where I'm gonna throw some money into, because this actually looks pretty good. Rune actually looks pretty decent compared to the rest of our long-term portfolio. So I like Rune. Rune actually looks a little bit like Ethereum, actually. Like it's mirroring exactly Ethereum's patterns, price action. So I like Rune. I really, really like Rune. I don't want to miss Rune. Now where you can buy Rune, I can't tell you. It's not on Coinbase. You can't buy it spot on BitUnex either. You might have to go to Uphold, or you might have to go find it on probably crypto.com. I don't know exactly. Let me type it in. So let's type in Rune USD. So it's Kraken. Duh. Kraken, Binance, crypto.com, and crypto.com. And then I think that's about it. Uphold may have it. Uphold, but Coinbase does not, and BitUnex does not. All right. You can leverage trade it on BitUnex, but you can't spot trade it on BitUnex. All right. So just kind of throwing it out there. So Kraken, Binance, and crypto.com. And I'm probably gonna have to go with Kraken just because I have an account with Kraken. I don't like crypto.com. I love crypto.com for an investment, but I don't like crypto.com for the functionalities. It's just too confusing for me. But outside of Rune, let's go through our last one, which is ENA. And ENA is looking pretty damn delicious. ENA got some reversal bullish divergence. Let's count these bottom touches. We don't have the bullish lineup on the daily time frame, so that's cool. That's cool. Gives a little bit more time. Might get one more nice drop to the 86 fib level. Let's count these touches though. Let's see if we get some decent touches for a complete fallen wedge pattern. All right, let's take off these indicators. We got one bottom touch, one top touch. Ooh, okay. Rune look like it's I mean, not Rune in. They like it's just ready to dump. Don't look like it got no allegiance to anything. All righty then, my guy. All right, do your thing, baby. They've got a nice little bullish pennant going for either bullish pennant or a cup and handle, one of the two. One of the two. But this is like it's gonna have to dip a little bit. It can pop out. It can pop out if it wanted to, but I highly doubt it's gonna do so. It looks good like it wants to, but I just highly doubt it's going to. This looks like a nice descending triangle to the downside, actually. Might be a nice sell actually for ENA. If I was to draw a bottom trend line like this, all right. I might have to change those colors so you can see the pattern. And then draw a top trend line like this and just hit the tops. All right, even if it breaks up and break out and hit this top trend line, I hope it doesn't continue. I'm hoping it don't continue. All right, I'm just hoping it don't continue. But yeah, I'm liking ENA. Looks like it's, I mean, round the top are not going to pay your bills. All right, this is a hoppity hop fall. Hoppity hop fall. All right. And a measured move to the downside for ENA would be if this is an inverted cup, all right, with the handle, all right, came back down and did a bearish retest, all right, and then we're falling again. First measured move would be from the top of the handle or the bottom of the handle down to the bottom. So it'll be right here at 24 cents, but this was the descending triangle, okay? Then we will be looking at this to fall from the bottom trend line down to the 786 fib level at about 21 cents, which is what I'm hoping for. Because if it does do that, all right, and we're trying to trade a bullish pennant and not a cup and handle, we still need those 3 bottom touches and 3 top touches. Well, 3 bottom touches, period. The third top touch, you're going to get a breakout. All right, so you want 3 bottom touches because the third bottom touch is going to be your entry with reversal bullish divergence. All right, so bottom, top. So we got 1 bottom, we got 1 top. We need to come get a second bottom. All right. So this can easily just kind of fizzle, dizzle out and then drop. All right. And after that, pump up and then drop again. All right. So let's see what happens if this drops and hits right here. All right. So let me do a little pathway for you all. Kind of show you what I mean when it comes to this descending triangle and also with our falling wedge projection. We're just going to stretch this back a little bit. All right, so this is our bearish target, right? Especially if we see Ethereum still falling to 2,700, all right? And Bitcoin still got to fall to 76, 77K, all right? We want to see this do this. We want to pop up, hit our, what is that, our 200 moving average, boom, okay? fall back down and fall through, hit somewhere in the middle, bounce right back up, get a bearish retest somewhere in the middle of right here, right? Basically hitting our top trend line for the second time, all right, for the second time. And after that, it should fall down again and hit our descending triangle target, all right, boom, for our final bottom touch, zoom up, bounce out, come back down for a bullish retest somewhere off of support, all right, somewhere right here off of support, and it continues to the upside, all right? That's kind of what I want to see for ENA, all right? So I'm going to take this and pull it down some, all right, boom, bada bing, and I'm going to pull this down some, boom, bada bing. So now y'all kind of see how that pathway would work when it comes to this price, when it comes to this pattern being filled out. So I'm gonna delete the descending triangle lines, and I'm gonna leave the path. All right, I'm gonna leave the path. All right. So if we keep, so even if we pump up, right, boom, it was still, only thing we'd be doing is just projecting this out a little bit more. All right. It'll still be one bottom touch, one top touch. We'll break down halfway. All right. Get another bottom trend. I mean, a bottom touch. Oops, I'm grabbing the wrong one. Let me grab this. Boom. All right. Break out. Bam. Then go up for a bearish retest. Boom, for our second top touch, and then fall down for our final bottom touch at the 886 fib level, at the 786 fib level. Load up, especially if we see bearish, if we see bullish reversal, bullish divergence, and it's getting tight like this in this falling wedge. Easy play, baby. Easy play. So that's our long-term portfolio overview. That being said, we got any quick questions? Quick questions, because I gotta get ready to go. Do I got any quick questions? And for those who just joined, let me post the let me repost the this one's, yeah, today's YouTube link, so y'all can kind of replay it when y'all get some free time. And then boom, 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 paste. All right, that's the link to the YouTube. For those who want to be inside the Discord, if y'all want to continue to ask me questions, let me find that link real quick. I gotta renew my registration. All right, but this is the free link to our Discord for those who want to sit here and still ask me 1,000 questions. Feel free to. I do not mind. All right, I'm gonna paste that in here too. And do I have any final questions? Or I probably got one time for one chart. So first come, first serve if y'all want it. Let's see what we got going on the US dollar tether dominance chart. And if we don't have any questions, y'all have a great weekend. I'm debating if I'm gonna have Thursday's charting session next week on Thanksgiving. I might move it to Wednesday, or I might move it to Friday. I haven't decided. I want to do it on Thursday, but like I said, Thursdays, Thanksgiving nights are usually green as hell. So I might be stuck in the charts with a full belly. All right. Bump Black Friday. I'm Black Friday in the market. All right. So usually Thursday, Thanksgiving time, when nobody's paying attention to the market tends to pump kind of heavy for whatever reason. Also, it's ruled by Jupiter, so lucrative, right? Lucrative day of the week. All right, Thursday, Jupiter, whoop, 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 right? Getting the energy, bam, bam, bam. No, let it be a full moon. Come on now. But yeah, yeah, I'm debating on that, but definitely doing a Tuesday's beginner session if y'all want to hop into that and ask more questions about charting, long-term portfolios, how to use TradingView, exchanges, anything along those lines. That's what the beginner session on Tuesdays are used for, is this same specific link that y'all use today. If y'all want to just save it, put it in your calendars, boom, bada bing, have fun. But with that being said, I don't have no hands, I don't have nothing. So we will get ready to end this. And
Sean, did you go over the Bitcoin chart?
Yeah, it was
you
the
did?
first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look at it on YouTube. Thank you.
Oh, no problem, no problem, no problem. With that being said, let's wait for this cup and handle pattern on a US dollar tether dominance chart to hit before we get happy with our wallets. All right, not financial advice, or simple advice. And with that being said, I will let you all have a great night. Ethereum's up to about 2,800. Like I said, I want Ethereum to fall down to about 27. All right, we want to get Ethereum down to about 27. We need to hit the 618 fib level. We just need to hit the 618, and then we'll be good to go. We need these moving averages to look sexier. All right, and we'll be very good to go. But Bitcoin, Bitcoin looks better with the moving averages than Ethereum does. So I'll be looking for when this 100 crosses below this 200 for Bitcoin. All right, we'll be split green. All right, we'll be split green, but we still need Bitcoin to kind of fall down to the 618 fib level at around 78K. But I see a pump up to the top trend line first before we fall down to 618. If we fall down to the 618 fib level, listen, that's gonna mess up this whole falling wedge. All right, drawing just in case. I mean, just because if it falls too fast, it's gonna look something like this, and I have to squeeze this in. It'll be more like a broadening falling wedge, or I would have to stretch this out some and then squeeze this in like this, which would still be cool. It still be cool, but it just won't be sexy. That's all. It just won't be sexy, and we like sexy. We don't like cool. All right, so because we're looking for Bitcoin real quick. With that being said, I will let you all have a great night. Enjoy y'all's weekend. Our stock for our next session for the blank check group is going to be this Saturday in the morning for beginner stocks. All right, if you want to learn some stocks, hop in for LJ. He's going to be hosting, I believe, at 10:30, I believe. So hop in the Discord for that link. I actually don't know that link. Actually, I don't know if he has it posted on Eventbrite or if he has it posted on Meetup. But hop in there, ask him. It's in our event calendar. So then we have the max class on Sunday, and then we have the beginner session back on Tuesday, and then Thursday again we back in home with charter session. All right, so y'all tune in probably on Wednesday or Friday. I don't know. I usually get a lot of love on Friday. All right, when it comes to these charter sessions, but it's Black Friday. People might be shopping, going crazy, so we might just do Wednesday. But then I don't know. Wednesday is family time when everybody coming to town, so I really don't know. I'ma still do it. I just want to be more accessible. What y'all think? Y'all want Wednesday or Friday? Throw out something. Throw out Wednesday or Friday. Wednesday or Friday.
Well, you're right, because the last 2-3 years, the whole crypto chart normally does do like a Black Friday wholesale screen. So like you said, the last 3 years it has done that. So I see it jumping, like you said. So I mean, I'm available anytime. So, but yeah, I'll join the Discord and try to.
Let's do. You know what? Let's do Wednesday then. We might do a special Friday session too, a Black Friday charting session. Let's do that. So you know what? We're gonna do Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. All right. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll do that. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. All right. We'll do that. We'll do before Thanksgiving and then we'll do after Thanksgiving. So that way, you know, they'll be quick, you know, probably about 45 or an hour. But Tuesday's still gonna be the beginner session, but definitely let's do Wednesday and Friday. So I'll go ahead and put that in there. I can only change one event, so I'll most likely change the event date on Friday. I mean, on Meetup and Eventbrite to Friday for next week. And then for Wednesday, if you come to the Tuesday session, I'll just let everybody know it'll be the same link. Or if you know it, get inside the Discord, I will post the same Google Meets link on Wednesday for that charting session as well. So it'll be a special additional charting session on Wednesday, and we'll just move the Thursday charting session to Friday. Boom. That's how we'll do it. That's how we do it. That way, y'all can hear me scream. Y'all can hear me scream. So with that being said, I will see you all later. Y'all have a great night. Enjoy your weekend. Study some charts. Figure out what you want to do with your long-term portfolio. And then with that being said, hey, it's crypto, baby. We're gonna have fun with this. All right. We don't need to be down, don't need to be sad. Okay, we still here. We're here for the long haul. Us leverage traders, listen, I'm with you. I'm hurting a little bit too. But for us spot traders, us long-term investors, let's get it cracking, baby. Fear and greed index is very, very low. Let's make some profits for next week. All right. Next week is going to be for us, for everybody. So with that being said, y'all have a great night. Check out the YouTube link for those who missed it, and also hop in the Discord if y'all want to ask me questions. If it's a dumb question, a smart question, a crazy question, a hypothetical question, I don't care. Ask me it inside the group or just DM me, okay? Inside the group or just DM me. So that being said, y'all have a great night. I will see you all next Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
All right.
Next Tuesday.
Thank you.
No problem. Y'all have a great night.
All right, you too.
Yeah, let's go. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Let's go. All right, we gotta cut this off. Stop presenting. All right, and then we're gonna end it. Stop streaming. And we're gonna end it.
Good night, Sean.
Good night, Mike.